said, Amelia said, where can you get like a real Irish meal? I'm like, make Tony cook?
Yeah, right?
That's what I want to say. That's a real Irish meal. He can make spaghetti, but if he's doing it, it's Irish. Right? That's my theory.
All right, 10 seconds. Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome back to Today in You. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Teresa.
Joining us now to talk about the Veterans Stand Down on March 28th, we have Gary Magrino and Jonathan Athens with Cocopah. Good morning, gentlemen.
Doing well. How are you doing?
It's good to have you both here.
Thank you for inviting us.
Well, we're about a week and a half away from this year's stand down. So let's start first by explaining to people what a stand down involves, and we'll provide some details about how they can participate locally.
Right. A stand down goes way back to World War I, where they would take the troops off the line and actually have them rest and do their laundry and just, recharge. Of course, when I was in the military during the Vietnam era, they would say to you, stand down, which means stop. Well, we're saying a stand down is not that way anymore. In the early days, it was physical recovery, mental respite, and logistical maintenance. As years went by, that changed. And I'll ask Jonathan to expound on that.
Yes, it did. It evolved over time to provide services to veterans. And it was in 1988 that two Vietnam veterans in the San Diego area collaborated to put together the first stand down specifically for homeless veterans.
Okay.
That was one of the big turning points. And then it evolved more towards collaborative care, where that included partnering with the Department of Veterans Affairs and other nonprofit groups. And then that went to the next level of providing services to veterans that, for housing, for health care, for camaraderie, for whatever they need, jobs. So it's evolved over time, and that's why we're doing it. And we partner with the VA. It's called Together with Veterans is the program. And as you know, twice, we did 2 years, the Riverwalk.
Yes,
I believe.
Riverwalk will be coming up in April. What we're doing right now, though, is we're inviting all the veterans in the Yuma area to come by, and of course there's services available to them. But it's fun just to see other veterans and just talk together and work it all out. Just feel like part of the team. We will have snacks, and we're gonna have a lunch for everybody, and our hours are from 9 to 1 on Saturday the 28th.
And where's it located at?
It's at the Cocopah Community Center that's located 14251 South Center Avenue. It's real easy. Just take County 14th all the way down to the Cocopah West Reservation, and you'll see the sign for the reservation. And then you take a left onto Center Drive or Center Avenue, and you'll see the community center on your left-hand side. Can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
There's no charge to attend.
No charge.
Now, this is the state that this particular stand down, the way everything happens here. There was one several years ago. They did one for a couple different years, and I know they would look for volunteers who might be able to go bring some veterans who might be homeless. They would go down the river area. Does something like that still happen?
I believe that there's outreach efforts that they've been doing. Remember, we did host a suicide prevention program, and that was through a different nonprofit group, and we filled all the classes because really, veteran suicide, Arizona has some of the highest rates. As far as we're concerned, one is one too many.
Yeah.
But there are needs that need to be fulfilled, and there are needs that need to be met, and there are people that are actively doing that.
Okay. So for this, do you need volunteers to assist with in any capacity?
I think right now everybody's
We're
welcome.
covered right now. We've had a lot of volunteers from the community, the commercials. Of course, we've got YPG coming down.
I was going to say, what organizations are going to be present there?
We're going to have the Veterans VA. Social Security is also going to be there as well. And there's also going to be some surplus items for veterans that we're going to be handing out. So
Yes, and we want to, if they have a problem with something with the VA, we're going to have a booth there for them. They can bring up what the problems they're having with all the bureaucracies.
Okay.
Well, and that's why you want to get them all together too, because there's going to be veterans there that have already,
Correct.
navigated the system and are getting the benefits from the different benefits that they have offered to them. And some might be there that didn't know those benefits were there, or don't even know how to begin. And
that's
so
what we
to have
found.
everybody together.
Absolutely. And to have the friendship and say, hey, how'd you do this? And then
Yeah.
they get told.
The Yuma VA is going to be there. The
Okay.
Navy Federal Credit Union is going to be there. Southern Arizona VA Healthcare System is represented, along with the Regional Center for Border Health. These are organizations that Regional Center, for example, we partner with Cocopah's partnered with many years. They're also going to have Right Turn for Yuma veterans. That's another group. Workforce Supervisor is going to be there. TLCR. So we've got a lot of folks there, including the housing project coordinators. There's going to be veterans representatives there. There's going to be a VA therapist there. So it's pretty comprehensive.
And I think the regional centers bring over their mobile van too.
Okay.
If somebody wants to have a little dice on what's going on with their health.
Okay, that's important. Now, you mentioned that you're partnering with some financial institutions. So
Mhm.
there might be instances too, if some of our veterans are homeless, where they do qualify for some type of compensation or monetary benefit, but anymore, a lot of the stuff's direct deposit.
Right.
But you still need a way to have that money deposited and then be able to withdraw it to utilize it for, your expenses.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's just a wonderful event.
Now, do you need anyone to bring anything specific as far as our veterans go? Any of the military forms, identification, is that required?
No, we're
Okay.
just, this is a family type event. Just come in and, the veteran knows another veteran just by talking to them for a few minutes and you understand everything.
And maybe it's not required, but if they do need some help with different, maybe it's paperwork, that the VA might be able to help them with. They don't necessarily need to bring it to the event, but come prepared with the questions so that way you can get an appointment and get in there and they can help you kind of with
That's
the
a
process.
good point. Jot those questions down.
Yeah, write them down so that way, because you could be sitting there and think of something, and then when you get in front of the person, it happens all the time, you kind of forget. So write those questions down because you are going to have those resources there.
All right.
That's right.
Again, it's the 28th, and I'm trying to order better weather.
That'd be nice. That would be nice.
It's still going to be a little warmer than what we're used to for March, but again, this event is so important, and it's coming up the 28th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Jonathan, give that location again.
It is at the Cocopah Community Center, located at 14251 South Center Avenue. Real easy, folks. Just travel down County 14th and you'll see the Cocopah West Reservation. You make a left on the Center Street. Keep your eye on the left-hand side. You're going to see the community center. You can't miss it.
And the community center, this will be indoors, so
Okay, good.
We'll be able to beat the heat. Let's
Good.
put it that way.
Yes, regardless of what the temperature looks like
Well,
at that
despite
point.
triple digits, I got to say this much: you never have to shovel sunshine.
No.
I come from Ohio, so I don't have to deal with that weather anymore.
We
So
do not. And Gary, you served in the military?
I did. I was Army officer. In fact, the Army brought me here to YPG. That's why I'm here in Yuma today.
Really? Well, we
Wow.
appreciate your service.
Please.
Well, thank you.
do.
But we got here. My wife said it was 110 degrees. She said, "What a hellhole."
But
3 years later, when it was time
You
to
came back?
leave,
She didn't want
Oh,
to leave.
she didn't wanna leave.
I'm not leaving. I love you.
there is some
We
awesome
stay.
perks. I mean, yes, we do have to deal with the heat sometimes, but Yuma's a wonderful place. And I love to hear the stories where, the military did bring, a lot of families here and they opted to stay, or if they had to, if they had got transferred somewhere else, they came back.
Yeah, but
So
a
so
lot-
it's nice to
a lot that
know.
Now,
chose to
Jennifer
retire
and
here.
Teresa, I'm going to give you a little bit of if you're told to stand down in the military, that means stop.
Yeah.
So if anybody says, "You Jennifer, stand down," and you say, "I know what that means."
She knows what it means, but it won't happen.
That's hilarious, Gary. She did the same thing 10 years ago. She's from Chicago.
Oh.
So yeah, she likes not shoveling that sunshine either, Jonathan. So
well, I'll tell you what. I was there. We're gonna have two blizzards. Blizzard of 77 and 78. My father and I were on top of the roof of the house shoveling the snow off the roof.
oh my
Oh.
So
goodness.
the roof wouldn't cave in. They had to call out the National Guard and actually rescue people
No.
that were stranded in those blizzards.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
yeah, it was pretty intense.
We had someone that worked with us years ago who'd spent time working in radio in Utah during a blizzard, and they would have to climb up on the satellites and clear the snow off of the satellites too.
No, thank you.
No.
So I'm happy wearing
No.
that.
right.
Have to wear a hat here to keep that sun off of you. Well, great information. Now they can find more details about Cocopah on the Cocopah Now YouTube page.
Mhm.
Yes.
Jonathan, you briefly shared some information with us before we came on air about an event that happened just yesterday, wasn't it?
Well,
Or
it was,
recent?
it was, we had two big ones. We had the active shooter incident management incident training. That was an intensive 3-day hands-on,
Oh,
real-time exercise. And these are experts that are talking about and teaching first responders how to handle a complicated coordinated attack
Important.
or a mass shooting. The basic core concept there is stop the killing to stop the dying, okay?
And is that up on your Cocopah Now page?
We had a great story in the Yuma Sun
Oh, wow.
about that, and it was a great event, and it brought together 60 first responders
Oh, wow.
from local, state, federal, and tribal governments, and it was intense, it was hands-on, it was real world.
Sad that we have to do that, but important training nonetheless.
It's important training,
Yes.
and we just recently, our EPO department just concluded their first ecological restoration workshop. That was a 3-day event. 1 day was in the classroom. The other 2 days were in the field. We had 30 folks, again, representing local, state, federal, and tribal, as well as nonprofit groups, teaching them restoration techniques. And this was over a 40-acre plot of land on the Cocopah North Reservation. The video is on our YouTube page right now. Check it out.
All right, well,
Great.
we will have you guys back soon so we can talk about Earth Day and other events in April. Yes,
Can
Gary?
I give you a phone number if anybody wants to call in? For
Yes, please.
Please do.
information? Call for Rafael Diaz, and the number is 928-722-7463. 928-722-7463. Ask Rafael any questions that he needs or anything you need to know. He's
Perfect.
got it.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us today.
And thank you.
We are going to take our Village and Pizza Parlor selfie here in the studio. We'll be back with City of Yuma Parks and Recreation representatives after this. The show is brought to you by Pima Federal Credit Union. Take the first step towards home